drove out of the driveway yesterday, I pretty much had it set in my mind what I was going to write and how I was going to write it, and I was going to approach it from Don looking back, but then how he was looking forward to the future, and he felt that what was important were the things around him in the here and now. And there was the learning, there was the yet to learn, and there was this moment of communication. And I got home and I looked at the list of notes, and I started building a song that was probably going to be like last time, 9 minutes or so. But fortunately, I have a habit of getting up in the middle of the night for some reason or another. And I got up in the middle of the night and I thought, well, wait a minute, I'm missing the point. That's not the story here. The story here is simpler than that. It's just Don and Casey. Storylines on land and in the air, a life of lessons large enough to share. Casey knows the stories, she's heard them all before. She dreams beside her human gently, sleeping on the floor. Once upon a time, he was a medic at 19, set out to greet the world and discover what it means to walk beyond the edges, leaving some home far behind, to travel out to distant lands, new wonders for to find. Storylines on land and in the air, a life of lessons large enough to share. Now Casey knows the stories, she's heard them all before. She dreams beside her human, gently sleeping on the floor. The distant mists of Turkey, time spent overseas. The script of life is written within hearts that must be free. From the hangars of old Plattsburgh to the shores of Ketchikan, the spirit makes a promise only some might understand. Storylines on land and in the air, a life of lessons large enough to share. Casey knows the stories, she's heard them all before, as she dreams beside her human, gently sleeping on the floor. Take a pause to listen in the falling of the rain. There might come some peaceful moment that might make things whole again, connecting lives through service where these story threads are tied. The plot line will continue where another might have died. This book is not yet finished and the saga not yet told. The journey still goes on, that's the way these dice are rolled in the telling of the tales. This soldier never stands alone. When we speak to good companions, there will always be a home. Storylines on land and in the air, a life of lessons large enough to share. Casey knows the stories, yeah, she heard them all before. She dreams beside her human, gently sleeping on the floor.